postpartum journey that I've been on thus far. And I know they say every pregnancy is different, right? And I'm just like, everything that I'm experiencing seems to be like a mystery, right? So like, for instance, right, I definitely wasn't prepared for the postpartum bloating and gas. I'm talking about just be farting up a storm. And it's like, I've been married to my husband now 5 years. We've been together 6 years. And I do not fart around this man. It got to the point where I just got to blame Nova. I just got to blame the baby. Like, it's not me. I'm like, what? It's like, what's that smell? Is that did she poo? That's what he'd be asking. And I'd be like, yeah, I think so. Let me check. Knowing damn well she ain't poo. Knowing damn well it was me. Right? But no, like, that's just one of the symptoms, or, you know, what I'm experiencing throughout this postpartum. It used to be a lot worse. It's still pretty bad, but not as bad as it was like 2-3 weeks ago, right? So anyway, so that's just one of the things. Now, with my first son, I didn't have any like postpartum depression, and I didn't even go through like the baby blues, right? This one, baby, I was crying like every single day, just crying. And it was no like intrusive thoughts or anything like that. I was just like real sensitive, like, you know, my husband could pick up some food for me and my fries be short of fry and I cry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I only had 2 pickles on my burger instead of 4 and I cry. Okay? Like, I was just super sensitive, real emotional, and I would just cry. There was even one night, like, and so it's so bad, right, that I was staying in another bedroom when I first came home, right? I can't even go back and sleep in that room. Like the guest room, I can't even sleep in that room because it's like triggering for me. Like, I remember how I would sit and cry in the middle of the night just holding my baby. And that shit is triggering for me, that I won't even sleep in that room. I'll go in the room, I'll clean up the room, you know, and things like that. But you're not going to catch me sleeping in there. Like, it really messed me up. So anyway, so part of my rant is just mainly to see if there's any mothers out there that could relate. Trust me, I'm not done with the postpartum, but I just wanted to, you know, kind of say why I started to make this video, because I'm like, I can't be alone, right? I can't be the only one that's experienced such. I'm at Sam's and it is popping. I mean, it's Easter weekend, and I guess everybody and their mamas is a last minute shopper. I ain't a last minute shopper. I'm just trying to get me some essentials. But good God. Good God. Oh, please say he leaving. Oh, it ain't nothing but God. Oh, got that parking spot right here. And got that parking spot right here. Ain't nothing but God. When you be like, man, I wonder how long this person been driving around looking for parking. And then God come through and he do it. And he be like, boom, there go that parking spot. But anyway, so yeah. Then another thing that I've been experiencing, right, is I had a vaginal birth, right? Yes, it was quick, super easy, blah, 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 right? But the trauma down there, and I didn't tear, nothing like that, right? But the trauma, baby, my little urethra, you know, your little pee hole, you know, where you pee out of. 8 weeks postpartum, and that shit is still sore and painful. Like, it got to the point where it's like, is this a UTI? Because it's not. Because I done been checked for it. And I'm like, just what is it? Or how long does it take to heal? Or is it part of like my pelvic muscles? Like, there's no real class or education that's being given to mothers postpartum. Like, oh, if you experience this, don't worry, it's normal. It's just that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like this one big mystery. And I don't like that, because I like to know what's going on with me. I like to know what is wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? And for this down here to be the unknown, let's not talk about it being a desert down there. Forget about that. But my urethra, it's like sometimes when I go to tinkle, right, it's cool. Some other times when I go to tinkle, it's like this burning, tingling sensation, like it's sore, like it's inflamed or swollen or something. And like a couple of weeks ago when I first looked down there, because, you know, I want to see what was happening, like, you know, I could see the hole. And typically you don't see your urethra hole. Like, that thing is like a pin needle. You know what I'm saying? But this was more like a bobbin pin size hole, if that makes sense, right? And so then when I checked again some other time, it was like, okay, it was fine. It wasn't, you know, as swollen or inflamed or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. That's actually one of my biggest concerns right now. When I told my midwife about it, they were just kind of like, yeah, it shouldn't be hurting this long. But that was like it. Primary care, he's just that, primary care. I don't have an OB. So maybe I'll just find an OB just to, you know, just to see what they suggest or what they say about it. But let me get out this car. So yeah, I'm just kind of like, I don't know what that's about. But anyway, so again, any of y'all experience the bloating, the gas, the farting up a storm, if you have vaginal birth, your urethra just being swollen, inflamed, just sensitive, super sensitive. There's no discharge, there's no smell, there's none of that crazy stuff. You know, Google, you Google urethra pain, it tells you got HIV, you know what I'm saying? You know, Dr. Google be the worst. They be, you know, and my mental health is, you know, has gotten better. So I try to stay away from Google as much as possible and rather sort of lean on other moms, specifically moms that just gave birth, because they're, you know, around the same, you know, like in the same boat as me in terms of postpartum. But yeah, so I don't know, I just want to come on here. Can anybody relate? You know, anybody else going through that? You know, because that pain is something else.